Okay, there's two places I get information. One is the Arkansas Department of Health website with its daily updates, confirmed cases. Here's what I look at: confirmed cases, this number right here; confirmed deaths, this number right here; and ever hospitalized, this number right here. The reason I don't look at the other numbers is because they haven't kept those since the beginning. So I've had this chart. I've kept this chart basically since March, and I'm working with the numbers they gave us at first for consistency. Okay, so every day I update this chart with those three numbers. And then I have a calculation. What percentage of people who've gotten COVID in Arkansas with a confirmed case have died? It's 1.6%. It's pretty consistent. Sometimes it's even higher, like 1.8 or whatever. How many new cases per day over the past 7 days? So basically,
that's average.
Well, it's a rolling average, and the reason I do that is because you may have a testing spike or something on like a Monday or a Tuesday,
Okay.
and so you want to even that out. So this includes every day of the week. That's why it's 7 days. And then the hospitalization percentage, basically number of confirmed cases divided, or number of hospitalizations divided by number of confirmed positive. And the reason I'm interested in these two numbers is because in the world, the fatality percentage is actually like 1% or less. Hospitalization percentage also is lower than 6%. So what we know from the fact that it's so high in Arkansas is that we have a lot more cases than what we're getting with the confirmed positive. And of course, the state recognizes that somewhat because it has the so-called probable cases. And so there's a little bit of a difference here between 148 and 170. But even that's kind of a weak comparison because they're just adding in people who had the non-PCR tests or people who had symptoms but they weren't able to test them before they died.
So is that total, the confirmed and probable added?
That's what this is, yeah. That's this number plus this number.
And probable means it was the rapid test?
It's either a rapid test or someone died before they could test them. Okay, with symptoms. So anyway, but I've kept these since the beginning, so I have these charts. This is just the total number of cases. It's not really a useful chart anymore, and part of the reason it's not so useful is because at the beginning I was kind of able to note the slope, the change in slope, and I was hoping to do some sort of trend line.
But it keeps going up.
But now there's so many cases that it's really hard to get anything about it. So like I thought maybe I could do like a trend line. It just didn't ever work. So that was kind of that chart kind of lost its utility after a while. And then there's this other, this is the 7-day rolling average. And this is really what kind of tells you something. I mean, just look at this terrible spike. So this is like this is the second biggest spike on this chart. The other one is right here. But this spike is from the second week of November, right? So about a month ago. A month ago, it took us a week to grow the number of cases from 700 something to 1,100. So 400 more cases per day. It took us a week to get there. Here we have 400 more cases a day, basically between, Saturday and today. So we just had a huge climb in the cases. I mean, here it is. You can see that on the 3rd, we had 1,200 cases. Now we're at 1,200 new cases a day. Now that we're at almost at 1,600. So there's a huge number of new cases. And like I said, these numbers consistently indicate either our quality of care is just so terrible in Arkansas that more people die from the disease, or more likely is a lot more people have the disease than what we've been able to test. And by now we have so many cases, so many confirmed cases over the past months that now you can say 5% of the state has been confirmed positive. 6% has been probably positive. That's basically the probable number of 170, 90, 924. So this number plus the probables. And if you want to infer or assume that based on the fatality percentage and the hospitalization percentage that we're not capturing most of the cases with testing, that means maybe 10% or maybe 12% of the state has had the virus, which is not good because that's 80% of people still have yet to catch it, and that means there's still a huge public health crisis because there's a lot of people who can be infected. That's all I got.
Daddy, how come there's gravity on Earth, but on the moon there's not?
There is gravity on the